I've got a very clear idea of where I think it's going and how it's going to go. So I have my thesis. And when everything starts falling apart, like the market starts moving, I look like, how has it moved in the past? And it's done similar things, right? And I've been telling everybody who's ever got into the space, you need to expect a 50% correction in a bull market, and you might see a 70% bear market. And over 5 years, you'll have still made more money than you could imagine. So you have to accept those things. So this thing starts tanking. Bitcoin starts first, then Ethereum rolls over later, and it's all down 50%. And I said, I've got this weight on my shoulders. I've got all of these people that have been following me. I have been telling them this, but it messes with your mind. And I pick out the one chart that matters to me, which is the adoption chart. Is anything that's going on with China and mining and this and that changing the adoption curve or not? No. So then, as you said, the relentless rise of technology continues. So la, 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 I can't hear it. So I turn around to my wife and I'm like, it's fallen 50%, everybody's freaking out. And she just looked at me and goes, you are all so ridiculous. She said, you said you should expect this. Now it's happening, everybody's freaking out. And she just walked off and said, she just said, don't be so stupid, and walked out of the room. And it's been the same with investing in Amazon. Right? The reason Bezos is so wealthy is because he was probably one of the only people in the world who had Amazon shares from the beginning and never sold them. Because it went down 95%.
Oh.
In 2001-2. It's had several 60% falls, and it still made him the richest man in the world. This is what exponentiality looks like. And for people who are a little more savvy, there's a magic trick to everything to keep your sanity in this, because this stuff goes like this, and then it does this, and you'll see there's like free charting almost on every platform now, TradingView, something like that. Just change the scale to a logarithmic scale. And what you'll find is, like, you look at Facebook, it goes like this. You look at Amazon, it goes like this, right? And it always feels like, I can't buy this has gone up too much. That fear that you had at 52,000, right? But that's real. You change it to a log chart and it's a beautiful trend. And you realize it's all noise. And yes, those movements can be 50%, 60%, but it's just moving in that lovely little trend. Facebook has done that since 2012, never deviated. Nor has Apple, nor has Microsoft, nor has Google. None of these have. Not even Tesla. And nor has Bitcoin, and nor has Ethereum. But I'm actually risk averse. So I own a few properties myself, and I live in them. So I don't rent anything out. This is my bank, is lifestyle. So, and I like to live in nice places. So that I don't consider money that I'm investing or doing anything with. That's just buried in lifestyle. My shares in Real Vision, as an entrepreneur, they could be worth nothing. They could be worth gazillion. That's not part of it. So what really matters is your liquid net worth, the money that you've got available to invest. And I'm 100% in crypto. And I feel like I'm underexposed. So maybe I didn't start with enough cash that I should have had more in cash, as opposed to in real estate or whatever. But it's 100% and I feel massively underexposed. Now, why can I do 100%? Because I have income. I have numerous sources of income. So I've always got money coming in. If I lost, well, you're never going to lose 100% because I've got no leverage. So it could go down 80% and it'd be back to roughly where I bought it. So I'm kind of safe in this crypto space now. I can't really lose money, but I've got cash flow coming in. So even if I did lose it, it's not going to change my life. And in fact, cash flow coming in gives me an ability to buy at lower prices. Thereabouts, but liquid net worth, yeah, everything. And I feel underinvested. I'm desperate to, waiting for the next quarter when more income comes in to put more in, because I feel underinvested at all times. That's how much conviction I have. I've never done that before. Ever in my entire lifetime have I ever taken a bet like this. who've made 1,000x, 100x, whatever the number is, and have got obscenely rich, investing in something that you're not allowed to invest in because of the law, because you're not an accredited investor. And in fact, the system's so set up that you're never, ever going to be shown this opportunity. And then at the very end, when the asset's gone up so much, they then list it on the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ and dump it on retail when the best gains have been had. Now, within that, there's always going to be an Amazon and a Microsoft and an Apple. But your chances of getting it at the higher price, so you're the 52,000 guy and not the averaging at 30,000, your probability of success is always lower than those guys. So the system is against you. In this, the institutions are being held back by regulation and can't do it, but we're not. And we know that they have a lot of money because it's actually our pensions. And so they're going to put our pensions in this in the end. Well, we might as well make money from them coming into the market later and driving up prices ridiculously, because that is what's going to happen. Once this ETF is listed, every RIA in America is going to be advising their clients to buy the Bitcoin ETF and the Ethereum ETF, and it'll drive another $500 billion of price appreciation. Smart contracts are this thing that you can attach to the blockchain, and that contract can be any kind of contract. So that brings up the word tokenization, because you can therefore attach anything onto the blockchain because of this contract.
Piece of art, fractionalized real estate, whatever. So Bitcoin, okay, that's attached on the blockchain, but now it can be other things because the contract will say, well, legally it has the rights to this. So it starts off with people conceptualizing about real estate, artwork, other things. Why real estate? This is a really powerful thing. Real estate, none of us can afford a $50 million apartment in Manhattan, but that goes up 100% in 2 years, unlike something in Queens that goes up 20% in 5 years. So the rich dude's getting richer while the poor are getting less well off. The rich-poor divide. Once you fractionalize it, like you can with Bitcoin, that anybody can own 10% of their net worth in a $50 million apartment, we're all making the same amount of returns. The rich don't get richer. We all get the same. If it goes down in price, we all go down in price. That is what it should be. That is what tokenizing real estate's going to do. And you can do it with tokenizing artwork. So you're allowing fractionalized ownership of all sorts of things that is recorded. Nobody can take it away from you. It's written and recorded on the blockchain. But then what happened was this massive explosion this year in digital art, or just happened last year. Digital art was where you start tokenizing the recorded ownership of something digital. So people say digital art, well, it's just a JPEG. Well, a JPEG has no scarcity. Now, it's the same with photographic art. So photographic art has no real scarcity until it's signed, or you have the negative, then it's priceless. That creates scarcity. And I collect signed rock and roll photographs of music artists signed by famous photographers. Now, because it has scarcity, and I like that. So that applies with digital art too. Because if you say there's only going to be one of this, and it's recorded on a blockchain, and it's called a non-fungible token, it's a token, then I can sell it to you and you now have the rights to it. We have scarcity, there's one. And this guy called Beeple creates, I can't remember how many pieces of art, it's like 14,000 pieces of art. No, it's more. So he did 15,000 pieces of art, which was all into one JPEG, which was 13 years worth of daily art, and all incredible. And then he sells it at Christie's or Sotheby's for $69 million.